In this video, I want to go over decorators in Python. Now, decorators are a simple way to modify the behavior of a function without changing the source code. So let's look at a couple of examples to show you how they work. Our original function is say hello, as you can see right here, and we want to modify the original behavior of this function. Currently, all it does is it prints hello world, and with decorators, we can modify this behavior. So we've defined a decorator called hello decorator here. We're using it right here. But what this decorator function does is it takes a function as input and it returns a function as output. So when we call the say hello function, what's going to happen, basically line by line, is it's going to call the hello decorator function, as you can see because we're using the add hello decorator, and it's going to pass the say hello function to the decorator function as input. So func will be say hello. Then what it's going to do is return the wrapper function, and where it returns it to is this say hello function. So as you can see with this comment right here, by calling the say hello function, essentially all we're doing is calling the wrapper function. Inside the wrapper function, we're printing before function execution, we're calling func, which is basically just say hello, and then we're printing after function execution. So if I run this code, you can see exactly what happens. Before function execution, hello world, because we're calling the say hello function and printing hello world, and then after function execution. So I hope that was a pretty simple example. If we look at a more complicated example, we're going to start out with this user input function. What it's doing is it's asking the user to enter a sentence, and it's returning whatever the user enters as input. So what we're going to do with the capitalized decorator is we're going to take this user input and we're going to capitalize the first letter of every word in that sentence. And we can do that with the capitalized decorator. We're calling user input, and as you saw before, it's basically just calling this wrapper function. Inside the wrapper function, we're calling func, which is the user input function, and whatever the user input's going to return as a string, whatever the user enters as input. And it's going to be stored in user sentence. Then we're going to return user sentence.title. The title function, all it does, it takes in a string and it returns the string with the first letter of every word capitalized. So if we run this, we're going to have to use the terminal to do so. So if we run this, we're going to say python decorator 2.py. It's going to say enter a sentence. I'm going to say hello, how are you? And as you can see, hello, how are you? But the first letter of every sentence is capitalized. What next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a timer decorator, and what this function does is it's basically going to count to 30 million and add I to A for every iteration. I just added something here. This doesn't matter. What matters is we're counting to 30 million. So I'm going to call count. Nope, sorry about that. So print count. Okay. So what this is going to do, count, if we look at the timer decorator, we're going to basically be running this wrapper function. We're going to say t1 is equal to time.monotonic. Time.monotonic is just a function that gives you a simple and reliable way to measure elapsed time. So this is the start time t1, the end time is t2. In between t1 and t2, we're calling func. Func is nothing more than count. It's going to count to 30 million, and then it's going to return the end time minus the start time. So if we run this, I'm going to say Control S, output, and run. As you can see, it's still going. See how long it takes to count. Should be noted. It's 5.17 seconds to count to 30 million. So that's pretty cool. I guess that's kind of quick. But yeah, that is decorators in Python. I hope that you learned something. If you did, I would appreciate it if you liked, commented, and subscribed. And I will see you guys in future tutorials.